There is so much energy in Africa, Asia, Latin America, parts of Eastern Europe where the church is growing at phenomenal rate. People are excited about the things of God and are beginning to realize that they need to take greater ownership of missions.
For so many years we have been receiving missionaries in Latin America. I think it's time for us to start sending missionaries to the most unreached places or some other parts of the world. So I think, yeah, it's time for us to get out and do something and not just receive and get so fat, but not give to the world.
We are excited about the prospect of churches from these areas taking the gospel to the ends of the earth with new vision.
I think Latin America has been a place where God has been moving in a way that we've never seen in any other places. Especially in Brazil, you have the fastest growing church in the world.
No longer do churches in what is now known as the new ascending countries, the global south, the majority world, see themselves merely as the mission field, but they are beginning to see themselves as the potential mission force.
And we believe this is our time now. We can see the emerging mission movement coming from Latin America, Asia, Africa, but especially in Latin America, you can see a young church, a church ready for mobilizing their own people, and I believe this is time for us to do our job.
Churches from these areas do not only bring greater numbers, vision and passion, but there is a commitment to look at missions in a new light with new and creative models that are relevant and cutting edge.
98% of the Filipinos are Christians. Again, it's no accident. So there must be a purpose there. Okay? And because the Philippines is the only Christian nation in Asia, I believe that the Philippines will take a lead role in evangelizing Asia, if not the rest of the world.
One of the great things about the emerging mission movements is the mobility. For instance, here where I am in the Philippines, there are apparently 8 million people living outside of the Philippines. There are close to 2 million in the Arabian Peninsula. Many of them are going anyway. If we can capture just 10% of those who go from here, just think of the tremendous potential that we will have for missions. The initiative called Emerging Mission Movement is an initiative to mobilize and to capitalize on that which God is doing in Africa, Asia, and Latin America.
I say to you, for me to go in mission was the answer for my prayer. I want to be missionary. I want to come back to show the people, we African people, we black people, we have the right to share the gospel. The gospel is not for white people, it's for our people.
When we talk about the Global South, it is not a geographic term, but rather a missiological term referring to the church in Africa, Asia, and Latin America, and even parts of Eastern Europe. But this is the church that in many instances were planted by our brothers and sisters from the Global North. We in the church from the Global South owe a great debt of gratitude to our brothers and sisters from the Global North. One of the things that excites me about the emerging mission movement is, for instance, China, where the church is used to suffering, to persecution, and even martyrdom.
When I think of mobilizing the churches in China, I think of a young, vibrant, energetic church. People are excited about their faith and they want to take the gospel beyond their borders and into other parts of the world.
For the last almost 200 years, we're always receiving, and so many foreign missionaries that laid down their lives for us, and we really can become a new generation of missionaries and to go to abroad. I believe China not only going to be the largest Christian nation in the world, going to be the largest missionary sending base of the world.
My vision for the churches in China is to see the body of Christ trained, educated, and equipped and empowered to take the gospel beyond its border to the ends of the world.
One of the models that we are using is that of the servant model, where instead of us going the traditional way of sharing with churches our great programs and inviting them to join, we go to a church and we ask them how we can serve them.
OM as an organization has been working in this continent for over 20 years, and we have been able to contribute to this by bringing awareness about prayer, by presenting opportunities for the Latin church to get involved, and we have seen in the last years Latins going out for world missions. So I personally believe that it is possible today to link the potential of this continent with the opportunities that we already have in other places of the world.
I am excited about the new realization in many settings where every member of the church sees him or herself as a missionary. It's not just those who are going to faraway places. It is not just those who are leaving their home, their job, their country, but those who are in the marketplace see themselves as missionaries as well. Often those of our brothers and sisters who work in the marketplace are so much more effective. The bottom line is that we have to look at models that are innovative, that are creative, that are affordable, and we have to do missions in such a way that we capitalize on the growth of the church that is happening naturally. We want you to join us in the strategic partnership to take this great message of the gospel to every corner of the world. Come alongside and continue to help write the story of the growing and ever-changing face of missions.